Alrighty, guys. Well, we're down to the final two. So after we do this review, you'll know what number one is. We got two games left: Fall Classic and Inside Pits. Two excellent games. Which one is going to be number one, and which one is going to be number two? Well, let's take a look and see which is number two. And this is going to be Fall Classic Baseball, game number two. For those of you that aren't familiar with it, you're basically going to roll on the batter card, and when you don't get a result, then you go to the pitcher card to get the result. So if we bring up a couple cards for you here, let's see, there we go. So here's Mike Napoli here. So you got to roll, and you can see some of them are blank. And if you don't get a result off of this card, then you would go check out the pitcher card. And let's bring up a pitcher card here. There we go. You would get then 31, just 36, 41 to 45, 56 to 65 will get your either outs or walks or whatever the result is off the pitcher card. You'll notice there's an A column, a B column, and a C column. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But that's the basic flow of the game. You're going to roll on the batter's card, get the result, move to the next one, get the result. If you don't get a result on the batter card, you're going to look at the pitchers and you're going to move on. Is there a computer version? No, but we're going to talk about it in Excel in a little bit. Can you order print cards? Yes, you can. Can you order PDF? Yes, you can. Let's talk about the qualities of the game. Value, 7 out of 10. You get a ton of really good value for the cost. I've not purchased an actual printed copy of the game yet. I'm hoping to do that this year. But the value that comes with the PDF versions are excellent. You literally have, if we look at, say, the 2016 Cleveland Indians, you can see there's 11 pages of 8 people, and there's a couple blank pages. I actually ended up counting up. There is a total of 9 times 8 is 72 plus 3 is 75. 75 carded players for Cleveland. One of them, of course, is the ballpark card. But so you get a ton of stuff, which we're going to talk about again in a little bit. Quality, again, I'm going to just leave that in the middle because it's going to be based upon what you know, how you print it out if you order the PDF. And I don't have the printed cards yet. I'm hoping to get them this year. And then I'll have a better idea of what kind of quality we're talking about for the cards. I would suspect they're going to be excellent, but I don't know that for sure, and I don't know of anyone that actually has this. Support for the company, mods, etc., blah, blah, blah. Excellent. Support for the company has been spot on. The guy that actually runs Fall Classic, when we talk about the game, fallclassicbaseball.com, is where you want to go check out Fall Classic. But he also does the roster card, and he also does the play ball. So if you looked at those games previous when we did the reviews of those, this is the same gentleman also does Fall Classic Baseball. So he actually has 3 different baseball games. Of the 3, obviously this one is ranked number 2 for me. So I think the most of this game, not that the other 2 are bad. We've already done a review on those, but every time I've had to deal with him for files or information or whatever, he's been excellent. So support from the company is great. Availability of the seasons, extra players, etc. Yes, excellent. I would probably even give this maybe a 9. I think he has 94 seasons available. 94 seasons available. So there's not quite every season available, but 94 is a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Ease and flow of the game is excellent. Again, you're just going to roll, look at the player card, and see if you get the result on the player card. You do not need to roll again, which again increases the flow of the game. So let me make sure you understand that. If you roll a 30, say a 41 and it's blank, you look at the 41 on the pitcher card. You do not roll again, so you're not wasting time rolling. You're just going to come to the pitcher card, look at his A column, B column, or C column. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. In this case, it doesn't matter if it's A, B, or C because all three of them will walk. But in this case, you would look at the 41. So you do not need to roll again. It's going to be one roll, and you're going to find the result. 9 times out of 10, there are a few times where you have to check for defensive rolls, so you might have to roll again, which definitely keeps the flow of the game going, fast and furious. Keep going and just move on to the next result. All right, so let's talk about the game's strengths and weaknesses. So, defensive team charts. Oh my gosh. We talked about this and we talked about roster card and play bowl, but having your defensive sheets there that has all of your player information broken down on a sheet of paper so it's easy for you to look at. Just have all this information there. You want to know what Manny Machado's arm rating is, his error rating, his range. It's all there. What about your pitcher? Oh, it's all there. The ballpark, the card, the catch. It's all on one sheet of paper. So you can quickly and easily see any information that you need. Team defensive sheets for free. Comes with it. You don't have to order them separately. Great addition to the game. Now, we talked about there was no computer version, but if you've watched my channel at all, you will know that there is a Fall Classic helper file that you can purchase. This does cost $5 per season. When you order the PDFs or you order the printed copy, you can order this as well for an extra $5. And it comes with the ability to basically play the card and dice game on your computer with Excel. Now, it won't keep stats or anything like that. All it does is have the card information and allow you to see all the defensive alignments and everything like that. You can roll your dice. It actually has all the charts and everything built into it. So if you wanted to see what the charts were, you can actually play. We have played plenty of games using this. It has all the players already coded in the game, and then your opponents and etc. So everything basically built in. You can roll the dice, get the result 34. 34 is an out. Jerome Walton is an out, so it's going to be a ground out to third base. And you just say next batter, Sammy Sosa, roll the dice, 25. 25 is an out. This one's a ground out to short. Next batter, Mark Grace. That's a 54. Oh, we're going to go to the 54 chart. There's no one on. We rolled a 20. So let's look at the 54 chart with bases empty. That was a 20. Since the sky high pop up to short, sky high pop up to short. Rain chart. Roll a d6. Clouds are moving in 1 to 5. So we'll roll a d6 on that. Let's go back to our cards. There we go. We'll look at this white dice here. Roll, and it's a 4. So nope, cards are not moving in, or whatever the result was. It's a sky high pop out caught. That's 1, 2, 3. Boom, done. And of course, you would have another Excel with the other team. This happens to be the 92 Chicago Cubs. Right, so they would be playing the 92. What is this? 92 Cincinnati Reds. Right. So we got Bip Roberts up. Let's roll a dice. Let's roll again. 41. 41 is blank. 41 is a walk, and Greg Maddux, so he walks. Next batter. Next batter, Bailey Hatcher. So runner at first. He rolls a 4-4. 44 is a single. Do you want to find out if the runner goes from first to third? You look at this runner first to third. Infield. Nope, it's an infield hit. So he's going to hold at second. So we got runners at first and second. So, yes, it allows you to play the game. It doesn't keep stats or tracks, all that information. It just allows you to not have to use the cards and dice for it. So is it a computer version? No, it's not a computer version, but it is a way to play the game on the computer. And I wanted to make sure people understood that. Again, it's not free. It does cost $5 when you order the PDF, but still, for $5, you get all the Excel files for all of the game, for all the teams for the season you order. So defensive team sheets, excellent I couldn't live without my defensive team sheets, right? Gameplay, excellent, fast. Pitcher ratings vary. Now, we haven't talked about this, and this is we talked about it with Status Pro a little bit. That's the batter. We need the pitcher, Kirk. Wake up there, buddy. So whenever a pitcher comes in, you're going to roll a 20-sided dice. 1 to 6, he's having a great day. 7 to 14, just an average day. And 15 to 20, a below average day. If your pitcher, ends up having an A day, when he reaches his batter faced, 27 batters here, and allows another one on, then he drops down to a B rating. And, if there's already a C rating, there's alternate ways you can play this, but the great way is of, having variety on how good. It's nothing more aggravating than having a really good pitcher, always having a really good pitcher, because, I don't want to get into my long tangent, but whenever we look at a card, right, when we look at, say, Mike Napoli, all of his ratings and everything are based upon what he did throughout the whole season. At the end of the season, he was a 239 average. He had 34 home runs. He had 101 RBIs, 78 walks, 194 strikeouts, 5 hit by pitches, right? So that was his final results at the end of the season. So this card is based upon all of those numbers. The problem is, and we all know it as us simmers, right? The problem is, like, Mike Napoli might have had like a super terrible April, right? Where he didn't bat, was like 5 out of 65 or something, terrible April. And then we get these hitters that, get in the zone and they go like 10 out of the next 20, so there's no variation on the card at all because we don't have that built into it. Well, we do with the pitchers, right? So the pitcher's going to have a really good day, a couple outings in a row. Maybe he has a really good day, right? So he's a lot tougher. And then maybe the next time he has a really bad day. So there is that nice variation where you're not always facing the pitcher when he's at his utmost, perfect self, and that is a really good thing. It's really, if he's having, a C day, he's going to give up a home run on a 1 to 15. If he's having a really good day, he's only going to give a home run on a 1 to 9. So having that variation where you just never know what kind of day the pitcher is going to have. Is he going to have a really good day? Is he going to have a really bad day? The other thing that this brings into the game is if your pitcher is, say, for example, rolled an A day, he's having a really good day, right? You might want to try and keep him in a little bit longer because he is having a really good day. He's going to get more outs and more strikeouts and everything, right? If Mark Clevenger started the game and he's having, say, a C day where he's not doing quite as good, then maybe I don't want to leave him in quite as long, which makes more sense in how actual baseball is played. When the pitcher's not having a really good day, they don't want to leave him in there. But when you have, your cards based upon the whole stats about all the season, throughout the whole season, and he just has one stat line, you can't just say, oh, well, he's having a really good day or he have a really bad day. No, he's always going to have an average day because there's no variation in him. And to have variation is super, super good. It'd be really hard to get variations on the batter's cards, but obviously it's a little bit easier to do with the pitchers, like Status Pro Baseball and, of course, Fall Classic Baseball. So pitchers having variable ratings definitely can adjust how long you want to keep that pitcher in. When you want to bring a new pitcher in, you bring a new pitcher in, and crap, he's having a bad day too. Well, now do I want to bring another new pitcher in, another reliever? Or maybe you bring a reliever in, he's having a great day. Well, now I got that left-hander in, and we got 2 right-handers coming up, but he's having a good day. Maybe we should try and leave him in there, right? So it brings more interest back into the game by having that variation instead of every pitcher having that normal day. And the other thing is every pitcher has a batting card, whether they were on the National League or the American League. That's not what I wanted. Let's go back to, let's do this one, for example. So you can see that every single pitcher has their own card. Jeff Manship, Andrew Miller, Tommy Hunter, Joe Chamberlain, Austin Adams, Kyle Crockett, John Merritt, Sean Armstrong. All these guys, all the pitchers have their own individual card. Now, a lot of them are just basically outs and stuff because they didn't have 0 at-bats during the season, but at least they have their own batting card. Every pitcher has their own batting card. Every single one. And it, especially when you go to the National League, it's actually super cool because each pitcher isn't just a generic use card number 2 for this pitcher. Use card number 3 for this pitcher. Oh, this pitcher was really good. Use card number 4 for this pitcher. They don't use generic batting cards. They actually, the designer and developer spent the time and effort to card every single pitcher with a batting card, which is, I think, awesome. Absolutely incredible. No other game on this list, even the number 1 list, does not card all of the pitchers. Game weaknesses, sometimes you have to look up charts. Yeah, so, we rolled that 54, we had to look up a chart. It doesn't happen very often, but occasionally you have to look up something on a chart. And literally, question mark, because I thought, I cannot think of anything else bad about this game. Maybe while I'm talking about it, I'll come up with something. But I sat here for like 10 minutes trying to think of another negative, and I couldn't think of anything. I literally couldn't think of anything. It doesn't have a computer version, I guess. I could put down that. It doesn't have a computer program. It has the Excel file, which we looked at, but it doesn't have a computer It has every player carded. It has every pitcher carded. It has pitcher variations on it. It has the team defensive sheets. What else do you need? Every single thing you could possibly want is there with Fall Classic. Fall Classic last year for me was number 4. This year it dropped 2 spaces. Sorry, I dropped my clipboard. Last year it was number 4. This year it's going to drop down to number 2. It's actually number 2. There is a lot to like. You can order printed cards. You can order a PDF. You can order the Excel file. There's just so much good stuff to like about this game. I wish more people would. I wish more people would look at this game. I wish more people would support this game. I think it's a wonderfully designed game. It flows really quick and easy. I don't see a lot of other sports simmers playing this game. I think it is an underlooked, underappreciated game. And there is a lot of really good things to like about it. The really good value for the cost. The quality, again, I don't know about the printed cards because I don't actually own a set. I'm going to get one this year for sure. He's not currently printing cards because of the coronavirus, so I can't actually get one right now. Every time I've dealt with the owner and developer of this game, it's been excellent. There's 94 freaking seasons available. The gameplay is excellent. It flows well. I mean, what is there bad to say? I just don't know. I guess the one bad thing you could maybe say, it's not even a 50-50 game, right? Because only certain results go to the pitcher card. So I guess the one thing you could say is the pitcher sometimes doesn't have control over what happens, because if you get a result on the batter card, it happens. It doesn't matter, right? So it doesn't matter if it doesn't go to the pitcher card, he's not going to alter what happens on the batter card. There's a lot of times it will alter, but not all the time. So I guess, if that's one of your issues, if you want to have, but we've done, this is now the 16th review I've done, and there's only been one game that has had both the pitcher and the batter influence the result, and that was Payoff Pitch. and we just did a review on that not too long ago. But besides payoff pitch, there's no other game out there where both the pitcher and the batter influence every single roll. Okay? This one isn't a 50-50 game where half the time it comes off the batter, half the time it comes off the pitcher. Only certain results come off the pitcher. It comes off a different spot on the pitcher card based on the ratings and what kind of day the pitcher's having. I just can't think of bad things to say. The defensive sheets are awesome. They have all the information on the sheet right there in front of you. You have 2 sheets of paper for the 2 teams you're playing. You have them on your table. You need to look up something. Oh, I'm looking up the second baseman's arm, or I'm looking up the third baseman's range, or I'm looking out the center fielder's error. Those are all on that sheet of paper. No need to write anything down. You just look at the sheet of paper and you have it within like 2 seconds. That information is there. I need to know about the pitcher. Boom, it's there. I need to know about whatever. It's on your defensive sheet. Every game out there should come with these defensive sheets. It would make our lives as sim replayers so much better. And the games that are designed by this gentleman all come with defensive sheets, and they're all excellent because of it. Every company should take that as a advice and add that to their game as well. Fall Classic Baseball, excellent game, excellent system, lots to love about it, lots of variation, ways to play, lots of seasons available. I just don't have really a bad thing to say about it. And that's why it moved up 2 spots. It's now number 2 on my list. So thanks for watching, and I guess we'll see you for number 1 next. Talk to you then.